Hi there everyone, welcome back to Fingers, Thumbs and Fits, where I am returning to the Cats of Mont Saint-Michel. Now before we continue, we're doing a little bit of housekeeping in a way, just to remind us of the heroes and where we're at the moment. So I'm just going to go through how the heroes looked at the end of the last mission, because I'm just going to be continuing on from the prototype, because it leads on to the main game. So we can continue from there. We've got our 4 heroes that we played the prototype with. So we have our assassin Nera. They're all in miniature form this time, not cardboard cutouts. And she is equipped with some shuriken, which is a ranged weapon, a short-range ranged weapon, and she has a shuriken proficiency, which gives her +1 when using shuriken. We have Guy. He is armed with a flintlock pistol, and he has a pistol proficiency, which does the same thing when he's using pistols. We have the dashing Leon, who some people have said to me, because of the way I've painted him up maybe, he sort of looks a bit akin to Puss in Boots, which I can see. He is armed with a rapier, and he has a rapier proficiency. You can see where this is going, can't you? And we have our mage Adara, who is armed with a staff, and she has a magic spell, not any weapon proficiency, because she's a mage, so I thought I'd give her a spell. Now, I read the bit at the end of Scenario 3, Madame Antoinette. Basically, when we went to capture Madame Antoinette, the boat capsized, there were screams, there were shouts, there was a lot of black smoke, and one of our number had been kidnapped. Now I had to randomly choose who it was, and I said that because Adara was the last one to board the boat, she would be the one that would be kidnapped. But reading on, I've decided that because of the fact that, well, I say reading on, reading on that, you know, I haven't read the scenario, although I have seen the map, because I needed to know what enemies have included, which is why this has been delayed a little bit. I've decided that in fact what we're going to do is we are going to try and take on this mission, because we've only got the one character to do it with. We are actually going to take on this mission with Nera. Nera, strangely enough, even though she's a nimble ninja assassin, is the one that's been kidnapped. So, these 3 are playing no part in this adventure, and this is just Nera's time to shine. So, hopefully, we can be successful. So, I'm going to set that up, and I'll be right back in just a moment. Okie dokie guys, here we are all set up. Looks a bit nicer with all the models, doesn't it? So let's go through what's going on here then. We've got our Norwegian Brown here. We have Nera here. We have 2 Arbalatrias set up on either side, which doesn't bode well for Nera, to be honest with you. We have 2 loot boxes here. Nera is currently unarmed, so it's probably in her best interest to check those loot boxes to see if she can find some weapons. We have our vermin pool, which consists of 10 cockroaches, 2 arbalatrias and 2 detestables. and our objective is to take out the Norwegian brown, which we are going to do not right now, because Nera, I think, is feeling a little bit inadequate, not having any weapons. So yeah. Now, a few things before we start off. This barricade here, this wall rather, round the fighting pit, I'm treating as impassable terrain. It doesn't necessarily say in the rules that it is, but I'm treating it as such. It kind of makes sense, especially as there's kind of doors here. So, you know, you'd think that would be a wall. Also, this isn't necessarily a blind playthrough of this scenario. I played it once before, but I realised whilst I was editing the video I made quite a few mistakes, so I'm just going to play through it again. Let's see how this goes. Also, just at the bottom here you can see I've got Nera's health track, just so we can keep track of that, and you can see that on the screen. The enemies, the stats I'll bring up as and when they become relevant. The only one that does at the moment is the Norwegian brown. We'll go into that in just a moment. Okay, so let's just re-familiar ourselves with how a turn works. Split into 3 phases. There's the initiative phase, where we roll to see who goes first. There's the action phase, where those models act. And we have the end phase, where we just sort of clean up the board a little bit, we move our turn tracker along a little bit, and we spawn anything that may come onto the board. So yeah, let's start off with the initiative phase then. I'm going to be using the white dice for Nera and the blue dice for the vermin. So, Nera starts off strong with an 8. The rats also with an 8. Now, usually when we roll for initiative, the vermin -4 from their score. However, our Norwegian brown here has a rule called Leader of the Swarm. All vermin with 1 AP gain +1 AP. During the initiative roll, ignore the -4 penalty of the vermin. So basically, whatever we roll stands, and our vermin friends have 2 AP now. So that is... it's going to make things tricky. So yeah, let's get on with this then. In the event of a draw though, this works out very nicely. In the event of a draw, the cats win the initiative. So Nera's acting first. She is going to pounce, because that's kind of what she's going to do. She's going to try and get away from immediate harm. Not that she's in immediate harm, but she's going to try and get away from it anyway. Come down here. Right. And she's going to, well, next turn, open that loot box. Now we have an AP. Sorry, we have the vermin. Just realised actually they can only move small squares. They can't move like the cats can. So he'd only move like that. He'd only move like that. And he'd only move like that. Oh, no diagonals. So actually what I was doing in my previous playthrough actually was incorrect, and I made it a lot more difficult for myself because I was moving the vermin as the cats were moving. Anyway, okay, so initiative again then. Nera gets a 5, the vermin get a 3. Okay, so Nera is still going strong. She's opening this loot box. Hang on, no she's not. In the end phase we needed to move that up, which means we're spawning on S's. There's an S there. There's an S there. I think that's it. Yes. Right, okay. So, So anyway, she's opening that loot box, and what does she find inside? Well, there's no weapons, but there is 50 francs, which is nice. So she has coin. She's also now going to striding allows her to move 2 spaces. Let me just double check the movement rules. Yes, she can move into she's moving there. Now, my plan, I'm going to try and game this time. We look at the move track, the turn tracker here. When we get to these markers, this is where things spawn. Now, we have S3s down here. Okay, we have an S2 up here. But, I think, oh, that should now flip over because it's now in line of sight, but it's a cockroach. I think we're going to go along the top because there's less things to spawn, and we've got an S3 here as well, so there's less things to get in the way. There's an S there, but it will take a while for that one to come back round, so that's my plan. Anyways, these guys are now going to move. Right, so ends phase, move that up, nothing spawns. Initiative, Nero, 12. Well, they can't beat her now. Again, it's a draw, so she gets the initiative. She's going to stride over here and then smack this cockroach in the face. Now, she needs a 6 to stun or a 9 to wound. So 11. She wounded it, it's gone. Vermin's turn. You move to there, you move to there, you move to there. Now, I am aware that I need to take out the Norwegian Brown. I am going to do that. I'm just going to do it after I may have found something useful to use. So, anyways. S1 spawning. There. Is that the only one? Looks like it. Right, initiative again. Again, they can't beat me. So, 1, 2. Yeah, that guy can't shoot me because he did a range of 2 and he only has. Oh no, he doesn't have a range of 2. Okay, that is fine. Okay, so it's going to attack nearer. It needs, looking at the Arbalatria card, for his Arbalest on the right, needs a 7 and a 10. Missed the first one, the second one, missed again. Okay, so this guy is going to move 1, 2. The Norwegian Brown's going to move 2. Oh, and these guys are gonna, I think these guys only move 1. Yes, they always only ever have 1 AP. Right, okay. So, move that along. Initiative. 8 is good. 3, yeah, right. Nero is really getting a drop on these guys. So, come up here and attack this Arbalatria. Again, she needs a 6 or a 9. That's a 6, so it's stunned. And that's interesting for vermin. You're going to move up. You're going to move along. You move 1. You're not in line of sight at the moment because this guy's in the way. But when it comes to that Arbalatria, in order to remove a stun marker, he has to use all of his AP, not just one. So he can't act for the rest of this turn. However, he is still standing in my way. So, initiative again. Is Nira's luck going to continue? 9 and 11. No. Okay, so they get the drop. No, it's not in range. And the Arbalatria has to fight Tooth and Claw, which is 8 and 11 against Nira. That is an 8, so it does score a wound. Oh no, it scores a stun, sorry. Does not score a wound. And the 9 also stunned, so she's still stunned. You only get one stun marker. Now, she's going to clear that right off the bat, because otherwise any attacks against her get a +3 modifier. We don't want that. So she's going to try and hit this guy in the face. So again, 6 and 9. That was a 10. He's gone. That's revealed. What is it? That's another Arbalatria. Okay, so we'll just put him there then. Okay, so far so good. We're doing all right. That's famous last words. S2. That spawns there, technically within Nira's line of sight. It's a cockroach. Have we got any other S2s? Yes, there's one here. And there's one here. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We can handle this. 8 and 3. So we're going to stride and we're going to stride again. It's going to move 1. Yeah, it's now in range to shoot Nira, so it's going to. 7 and 10. That does do a wound. Okay. I like how these turns are quite quick. Even if you had 4 heroes here, I think this would be still quite quick. But anyway, initiative. 10, nice. 6, okay, right, so we are going to, actually I think we can get away with this. We're going to pounce. That gives her a vulnerable token, but that goes away at the end of the turn. So she, actually no she's not, just in case it doesn't work. She is going to stride and then attack. I mean, she might as well. She might as well. So, yeah. 6 and 9. That's a 12. That one's gone. Nira is taking no prisoners today. Right. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, ranged attacks can go through other models, but they get a modifier, a minus modifier. I think it's -2. So that Arbalatria can follow that cockroach along this corridor. It's not going to help it much, but anyway. Okay, I think Nira's luck's run out. Yep. So they get to move first. Not that they're really catching up with her, but anyway. She is going to stride and then stride. These guys are just gonna, these are pretty much inconsequential now, I think. But okay. Next turn, we're spawning on S3. There's an S3 here. There's an S3 down here as well. Okay, initiative, nearer. 4, 12. Okay, she's, I think she's getting a little tired. But she is going to stride again to here, which means that flips over. That's a cockroach, which is great because it means it doesn't have a ranged attack. And then she's going to stride over there. Okay. Hopefully something of use will be in this loot box. Let's move these guys. Let's talk amongst yourselves. Right, okay. Nothing spawning again now. Initiative 2. She really is worn out, isn't she? Bless her. Right, okay. 1, 2. The cockroaches can only attack if they actually move onto the same space as an enemy, incidentally. They then do an automatic wound and then disappear. So, a little bit annoying because you don't have to roll for them, but anyway. Right, Nira's searching this loot box, and what does she find? Da 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 da! She finds her loot, which in this case are shuriken, which she can use right away to take on this cockroach. So she has skill shuriken proficiency, so she gets a +1 DRM, so a +1 modifier. So instead of 7 and 9, she needs 6 and 8. So 8 will take it out. And she rolls a 2. So evidently she kind of dropped them quickly before she did anything. But right, spawning again. We have something here, and we have something here. Yep, I think that's the only one. Okay. Initiative 3, 11. Okay, so she's taking a wound because the cockroach is going to move onto her space. So she takes a wound. These guys are moving up. Well, I mean, they're coming closer to her. We could just, you know, come to her, bottleneck them. But I don't quite know how efficient that's going to be. I mean, I could move Nira here. That will expose that. That's a detestable. So she's going to throw a shuriken at that immediately. Detestable. They only have 1 wound. So, once again, we need 6 or 8. That was short-lived. That's what we like to see. Now, hopefully, Nira can stand here and just keep throwing shuriken at the enemies. She's only got a range of 1, but that's fine. So she needs the initiative right now. She may not get it with a 4. She will not get it with a 4. So she's taking another wound from that cockroach. 1, 2. Oh, that needed to move as well. The Arbalactria is moving 1 and then he's going to shoot her. 7 and 10. He rolls a 1, so that does not in fact hit her. The Norwegian Brown's coming up, and now Nera's going to try and shoot the, well, throw shuriken at the Arbalatra. So 6 or 8. Oh, there we go. You're taken out. Now. You can stride, so another space would be there, another big square. Right, showdown. Nera versus the Norwegian Brown. Who, well, let's spawn first. S1 is, there's one down here. That is our only one. Okay, who is getting the initiative? Nera? Yes, or the rat? Nera. So she is going to oh, hang on, that's unfortunate actually. Right, so she's going to move there and throw a shuriken at the rat. It's just one space out. If he got the initiative, I'd have been able to pounce him. But anyway, 6 and 8 again. No, not this time. Okay, so, but he can't attack me, because he can only move 2 spaces. Oh, hang on, no, yes he can. He can move 1 and shoot me, because he's got a 1-shot pistol. So that's what he's going to do. He needs a 6 and an 8 with that. So 6 to stun, 8 to wound. He rolls a 9, so Nera takes a wound, but he can't use that again, so I'm going to put a depleted counter on his card. Okay. It would probably be safer for Nera to just keep throwing shuriken at him, but we're going to roll initiative first to see what happens. 5. That's a 3, so she does get to go first. So she is going to shoot 2, or throw 2 shuriken at him. So 6 and 8. That's 1 wound for the Norwegian Brown. And an 8. That's another wound for the Norwegian Brown. So he has been taken out. Now, that was our objective. It says in the book we need to read a passage from the book. So I'm going to do that right now. I'll hand you over to Guy, who will let you know what's going on.
As the enemy falls to the sand-covered floor, the crowd noise peaks. Judging from the money-changing pause, as many have bet for the prisoner as have against her. The masses want blood, and they don't care from whom. Marvelous, marvelous, roars a voice. You recognize it from last night. The crowd falls silent. A young doe rat drunkenly whispers the name Maximilian and is quickly shushed by her equally tipsy girlfriends. A most excellent display. I think I shall have a go myself, oui? The speaker, a giant grey tomcat, vaults onto the sands. Place your bets, the one-eyed swordsman roars. The house never loses.
Right. Okay. Well. Maximilian, eh? Place Maximilian on the square S4. There he is. Good thing I had him painted up already, eh? Well, I've painted him on black instead of grey. But, yeah. Maximilian is now on the board. He has Leader of the Swarm and counter-attack, so Leader of the Swarm means they don't get penalties and they get plus 1 AP again. Counter-attack I'm not too sure about, but we'll see what happens. He also has some weapons. He's got a rapier and a pistol. Pistol can potentially attack other enemies, other vermin in the same square. But anyway, right, I need to put a marker there because that's in a different part of the book. Okie dokie. Right, well, we immediately activate Maximilian. Luckily, Nera's not in range, so he's blocking off the exit. Now, Maximilian has 3 wounds. However, I can potentially not fight him if I'm lucky. I mean, he has his flintlock pistol. Right, anyways, we're going to see who's going to get initiative. Firstly, we're spawning S2. Oh no, you already did. Okay, fine. So S2 there, S2 here. I think that's it. I don't have a lot of vermin counters left, so I'm going to mix these back in. Hopefully I've only got a couple more turns. Now, thankfully with this scenario, when I get to the end of the tracker, it just goes back to the beginning. So yeah, I don't need to worry about a finite number of turns. What I do need to worry about though is this guy. So, initiative, Nera, 11, vermin, 8. Now what can I do with Nera? I'm going to put her down there. No, I'm not. I'm going to put her there. So she moved 1 and then stride. Or stride and then move. Because Maximilian is going to move to here. He can now shoot Nera. 6 and 8 is what he needs. And he... Oh no, because he moved 2, so he can't shoot right now. Excellent. Yes, he's only got 2 AP. Now... Okay, apologies for that quick edit there. I just had to look something up. But we're all good. So, initiative for Nera is a 9. And for the vermin was a 4. So she's going first. Now, she can pounce over Maximilian. Well, she can stride over Maximilian, which is what I think she's going to do. So she is going to stride over here to this green arrow. Why the green arrow? Well, that's now our objective. So that took 1 AP to stride. And she's going to use her final AP to leave the map. Whew, well there we go. I mean, that was a bit hairy. She lost half her health, but she managed to recover her equipment and she got out. Now, let's just read what happens when we win this scenario. Gain 20 francs. Excellent. On top of the 50 that Nera already procured. All heroes heal up to full lives. And visit the tavern. So, I shall do that, and I shall be back with you in just a moment. Okay, so here we are. I don't think we've actually done a proper tavern phase yet. Anyways, we've got our money here. We've got 70 francs. Nera's healed up. I've just put them randomly where I thought they might be. Nera's sitting at a table, Guy's down by the food, Leon's at the bar, and Adara's, I don't know what she's doing, she's studying in a booth. But yeah, so actually we're going to put the healing draft over here as well, because that, I'm going to say that goes in, no, we don't actually have a party pool, do we? So yeah, Nera's going to keep hold of that. Right, so what we need to do is firstly, we listen out for gossip and rumour, which means this deck here, which is the Tavern event deck. And we see what is going to happen. Oh, mon chéri. Sherry One Tooth is making her rounds looking for a friend, or at least someone to buy her a drink. Don't make eye contact. No effect. Okay, so we have a local floozy looking for some company, but nobody's interested. Okay, right, the next stage is to heal wounds. Everybody healed up. That happened at the end of the last scenario anyway. But usually you can heal one wound for free, or it costs 5 francs to heal subsequent wounds. Like additional, each one is 5 francs. But we don't need to do that. Now we can purchase gear. Gear that is available is dependent on the scenario. So the scenario that we just did allows us to purchase level 1 or level 2 gear, which is these two here. Whoops, that needs to come out. So, yes, this is the gear that we can purchase. So, we'll give these a shuffle, and we draw 5, and this is the gear that's available to us from a character called Big Gus. I'm going to have to get some models to represent these guys. I did want to get a model to represent a feline barmaid before I started, but they're not very easy to find, oddly enough. I'll keep on looking though. But yeah, okay, I need to find the character to represent Big Gus. Right, so the items that are available to us are an enchanted Potsdam. Seems a bit mad right now. It's a rifle. Oh, he's got another one. An enchanted Charleville. Another rifle. Weighted shuriken. I'm tempted to get that for Nera, because then she can do an interesting attack. Another healing draft, and just a Charleville. Now, what do we have equipped at the moment? Adara has a staff. Leon, he's just got a rapier, hasn't he? Yeah. And it's Guy that has the flintlock. Okay. I think I am actually going to buy the I don't have the cards to represent 5. To buy the shuriken. Actually, is there a difference? Oh, hang on, that's not going to help. They're not the same. Okay, no, I won't. They're not the same. They don't have the same rule. I mean, I could buy them and sell her current ones at half the price. So I can buy them for 25. But then sell the original ones for 5, which would give me 10 back. I might just do that, you know. I might just do that. But I think this tavern phase is going to be all about Nera, to be honest with you. Because she had a hard job there. So, I'm not going to purchase any more gear, because I don't think I need to. So, thanks Gus. But what we're going to do now is Nera is going to learn another skill, because I think she deserves it after that. She is going to learn her next level 1 ability, Quick Reflexes. When hit by a range 1 or more attack, roll a dice. On a roll of a 9, the attack misses. Now that's going to cost her 20 francs, which I think is well worth it. I could teach somebody else's skill, thinking about it. I'll just take the newest skill, that is Dex. They've got level 1, level 2, level 3 skills. You've got to learn all the level 1s to start on level 2, you've got to learn all the level 2s to learn level 3s. So let me... to be honest with you, I could give Adara staff proficiency, so that she's kind of in line with everybody else on the team with the proficiencies. I might just do that actually, that's 20. So Adara's got staff proficiency as well, along with her magic attack. Okay, well that seems fairly straightforward then. And that's it for the tavern phase. So just to recap, we bought some weighted shuriken for Nira, but she traded in her old ones. And we learnt some skills. Nira's now got quick reflexes and Adara's got staff proficiency. So that means then, now that we've done the tavern phase, after that scenario the book instructs us to read another passage, and this passage is the introduction to chapter 2. So, without further ado...
Sitting in his chair by the dying fire, the one-eyed cat continues. That was the first time our heroes met the traitor Maximilian. And it would not be the last, I am sorry to say. The old cat concluded his story. With a shake of his head, he and his enraptured audience are returned to the here and now. His pipe is filled with a bed of coal ashes as the fire in the hearth is nearly the same. The old ginger stands up slowly, to his still imposing height, and stretches laboriously. The wind whistles less furiously against the eaves, and mothers move in to get the quiescent kittens off to bed while they still can. Now can we hear how you lost your eye? Asks a little calico around a wide yawn. My non, princess. Now you can go to bed, dream of chasing butterflies in the garden and other sweet things. The elder of the two waitresses and the storyteller share a glance heady with memory, as she gathers the small one in her arms. The street door to the common room flings open. A figure, bulky and anonymous in a rain-soaked cloak, staggers in. The cold wind banishes the heat from the hall and causes the bed of coals in the maw of the great hearth to flare into angry flame. Maurice, le maître de la taverne, waddles out from behind his counter and supports the new arrival as they head into the back room. His daughter slams the door against the wind. The new arrival mutters, "It's a coup." The army is behind him, the end of the Republic, and they are settling old scores. The storyteller's ragged ears catch a few words from the stranger, and that is not just rainwater dripping from his cloak and staining the floor. A tide of terrified fat-tailed hissing kittens, and one equally frightened but more composed waitress press against the one-eyed cat. Okay, another story, just one more. After I fill my pipe and stoke the fireplace, and Mademoiselle fetches me another drink. What? Only the cider keg is open? That's fine.
We are then given the choice of playing scenario number 5, Cidre Brut, or scenario number 7, L'Étranger. And I think, seeing as how cider was mentioned, I think we'll do number 5. I mean, that is the next one, you know, numerically as well. So, there we go. That was rat baiting from the cats of Mont Saint-Michel. Please do join me next time where I'll be taking on scenario number 5, Cidre Brut. So yeah, all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching. I hope you join me for that one. So until then, keep on adventuring, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.